Hey, so boyfriend number one, let's call him Ian. I met him at Harbour Lights, which locally people will refer to as Harbour Whites because it's always full of white tourists and locals. And they had a drinks free night. Maybe it was Wednesdays, but whenever there was a more international selection from the DJ, there would be a substantial representation from the LGBTQ community. I think it felt relatively safe to gather there because it drew an international crowd, like I said, of tourists primarily who didn't really care. So I met Ian there. He was with friends dancing, and I guess we exchanged glances, and that led to us exchanging numbers and being in a relationship. Now, he was the first person I was in a relationship with. Beautiful guy, tall. He modeled. He was a host at a. I'm wondering. I don't want to out him to the world. Not that he's an out, but you know what I mean. And it was what people experience as a first love, I think. I was very emotional and addicted to him. We had a good time, I think. When I think about my relationships, I think all of the guys just had a great sense of humor. We laughed a lot. However, this guy, Ian, was in one of those relationships where the two can't be together, but then they can't be without each other. So they break up and then they get back together. So I met him when he had just broke up again with this guy. And so eventually they got back together and I was heartbroken. I remember doing things like I bought him anthurium lilies. I remember walking in to the apartment where he lived, but I would visit sometimes. And his friends were with him, and there was this awkward silence like, you really got this, boy. Bussy whipped. And there was a little drama near the end. I think once when I came to visit, he was with a guy, and I think there was that atmosphere of having walked in on something. But we were all young. Since then, I'm happy to have met him fairly recently, actually, maybe last year in First Street, and we talked about it before and apologized to each other. So this is one thing that I like. I speak to all of my exes, and he's a really nice guy, though. Ian. Pseudonyms. So don't go looking. Don't go trying to piece it together. Okay? And that was the situation with the first boyfriend. Okay? I'll see you again for boyfriend number two.